Okay, I'm going to take us through the warm-up that we did in the Intro to Locomotion workshop. We started with some shoulder shrugs. Shoulders up, shoulders down, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we did full body vibrations, so starting with the shoulders, gradually extending the vibrations, bringing the whole body into play. Hands, shoulders, head. Really waking up the whole body, activating all your energy. I love these. I especially love the feeling when you stop and you feel all tingly in your fingertips. I do anyway. And finish with a big shrug. Then to tune into our bodies, we closed our eyes and imagined every joint and part of our body was separately lit with a star. Seeing all those points of light. And now let all of that go dark. And just light up one hand and one shoulder. And when we do our arm circles, we want those lights to make as big of circles as we can. So all the way to the front, all the way up, all the way back, all the way down. Big circles. Extending right through the shoulder joint, into the fingertips. And the other way. Okay, light up the other side, other hand, other shoulder, and repeat. Big circles. As big as you can make. All the way through the shoulder joint, all the way around, through the whole arm and the fingertips. And then the other way. Now taking the feet wide. This time the light is in our pelvis. And we're going to nice big hip circles, making as big a circle as you can, going all the way to the back, a couple of pops there, all the way to the side, all the way out to the front, through. You really feel that through the front of your hips as you push out and around, all the way back. Feel that in your hamstrings, really making as big a circle as you can with your hips, and go the other way. Notice how it feels going one way compared to the other. Maybe one side feels a bit tighter. Maybe both sides feel the same. Okay, so we're going to keep our feet nice and wide. One hand underneath, One hand over the top. This time we want to make ourselves long. Bend one knee, same knee as the hand that's under, and reach up and over. Really want to feel it through the side. It's going up and over. And the other side, up and over. And again, swapping sides. And again, swapping sides. If you want to do more of these, you can. Just play it by how you feel. Remembering this is a preparation session, so we're not only warming up our bodies, but we're also tuning in, checking in, preparing for work, seeing how we feel. All right. This one is the ostrich walk. I'll show you this one from the side. One of my favorites. Starting on the side, hands up, knees slightly bent, bending over from the hips. Light on your chest, reaching towards the floor. Gentle bounces up and down. As you get comfortable, start to walk forwards. And then if you're comfortable, you can start to reach for the floor with your hands. And I'll come back the other way. Lovely dynamic stretch for the hamstrings and the low back. Alrighty, ostrich walk. Then we come down and warm up our hip flexors. I'll show you again from the side. Legs at 90-90. And what we're doing here, actually I'll swap legs first. Instead of leaning into this stretch and sticking your butt out, your light is on this part of your hip here, and really push that forwards. Tuck the tailbone under, push that forwards. You can do little like pelvic rocks to come in and out of that stretch for a bit of dynamic, warming up. But you really want to get into that hip flexor. If you can feel it starting to warm up, you can put the front leg out a little bit further, get a little bit more into it. I'll show you a variation of this in a moment if you've got really good hip flexors. Swap sides. Really pull that hip forwards. You can do little pelvic rocks. Get into that hip flexor, get it nice and warmed up. If you've got really good hip flexors and you want something that's a bit stronger, this one's amazing. Against the wall. Put your knee back against the wall as far as you can and bring the other leg up into 90-90. And then from here, you can really rock into that. Feel that really stretching. And then as you start to feel that hip flexor loosening, then you want to try to come up. At its absolute best, you get your shoulders against the wall behind you with your back flat to the floor. My hip flexors aren't loose enough to get that far back. I'll do the other side, just so I do both sides. This is just a little bonus extra if you've got good hip flexors and you want something a bit stronger than that one on the floor at 90-90. Giving it a little, we call this flossing. Flossing the muscle and the tendon. As a dynamic stretch rather than a static stretch. It's not bouncing, just a gentle floss. And then we come up. Back as far as you can. My left is a little bit better than my right. Okay, so that's a bonus extra. Hip flexors. Then we did walk into squat. Great way to warm up for squats. Lovely, gentle, do it at your own pace. Sitting on the floor, feet out in front. Just gently walking the bottom in, testing out your squat, and gently walking back again. Walking in again. Feeling the calves, ankles, knees, hips all warming up. As you start to get warmed up and you feel comfortable, you can then come forwards. The first time you come forwards, you might want to come forwards onto your toes, depending on how you're feeling, all the way down into the squat. And back again, not hanging out for too long in the squat, just enough to get warmed up. And again, just do as many as you feel you need until you feel like, yep, that feels prepped. Feel ready to do some squat work. Froggers and monkeys. So then we moved on to our wrists. We do quite a extended wrist warm-up, as you all experienced in the intro workshop. GMB really takes a lot of weight on our hands, and we can really feel that in our wrists. So the first one, elbow pits here, we just rotate them forwards. Rotate forwards, forwards, forwards. Again, just doing as many as you feel you need. I like these. Then from here, with elbow pits forward, just lifting heels of hands off the ground. These can be quite strong. They require a bit of wrist strength. When I first started these, I found these really hard to do. If you struggle to get your heels off, the heels of your hands off, you can unweight your hands a little bit so you're not lifting so much weight to come up. And if you're feeling good, you can really weight it strongly. Then hands to the side, pushing through the floor. So we've got this light here between our shoulder blades. When we push through the floor, that light goes up. Push through the floor and to the side. And as you come back to the other side, maintain that push through the floor. Just coming as far across as you feel comfortable. Don't push it too hard. As you feel the preparations start to warm it up, you might feel comfortable to take it a little bit further each time. Do as many as you need. Some days you might feel you need to do more. Other days you might feel good and ready to go. Then take fingertips, face them to the back towards the knees. Keep a little bit of a bend in your elbows so it's not too strong on your elbows. And we just rock back gently. So you should feel a lovely stretch all through here. Great stretch for those of us who sit and work at computers all day. Really nice one. The closer you are to your knees, the less stretched, the less strong it will be. So if you're finding it hard out here, bring your hands closer to your knees. Again, gentle flossing, just gently rock it back and forth. You can hold your last one a little bit longer. Feels good. Then, still fingers facing towards the knees, turn your hands over. It feels really weird, this one, but another really nice one. Just rocking back and forth. A little bit of a longer hold at the end. And the last one for wrists, hands down, facing forwards, elbow pits forwards, and rocking over the front. Push through the floor, load the wrists. I can feel that in my right wrist a bit today. Left wrist feels good. Right's a bit stiff. Every day feels different. All right, then give them a bit of a shake out because that is quite strong. Your wrist should feel nice and mobile and ready to go. Then we did our spinal circles and shoulder circles. So with spinal circles, the light again is back in the middle between our shoulder blades, and we're doing nice big circles to the side. So push through the floor, over to one side, really emphasize the side, the down, the other side. As you come to this side, push through the floor. Push down and around. Make the circle as big as you can make it. Active all the way. And back the other way. Okay, this time the circles are going to go along our body. So it's our shoulders doing nice big circles. So we start by going back, drop to the floor, come to the front, and around. This one feels really good. I sometimes get some cracks and pops. And then change direction. Again, just do as many as you feel you need to until you feel sufficiently prepped. Some days you might want to do more, other days you might want to do less. Finally, wag the tail, bring knees together, feet up, feet to the side. Wag the tail. So this is another nice spinal warm up and down through the side, all through there. It's lovely. Many as you feel you need to. The last one we did is our 90-90 rotations. It warms up the mind and the body, this one, because you've got to be aware of where your body is in space and really think about it. So starting sitting up, feet and shoulders, feet and knees hip width apart. Drop your knees down so you're in a 90-90 position. So from here, we just drop the knees down, then we lie down over the side, the knee that's up. That hand comes down, the other hand comes around the top in a nice big circle. When you get to this point, so from here, we bring the knees up to the middle and then down to the other side. And then the hand that was underneath comes over. And we sit up, using your hands to help you come up. Again, coming down, reach out, nice big circle, rolling over and up. We'll do one more each side, but if you want to do more of these, go ahead and do more. And that's our prep.